Yeah, hi everyone. Hirsch Saha here, reporting from Auckland, New Zealand. Today is the 5th of February 2024. Gee, seems like this year just started already in February, so that's already 1 month down. But yeah, no, the topic of today's talk video is quite an interesting one, and it's sort of how you get to the truth, when talking to someone, or how do you sort of get the truth out of them. And it's really quite simple, and it's been done before, but I think the sort of thing that is sort of overlooked by a lot of people, and just a lot of people just never come to know about, despite how valuable it is as knowledge. And so, really, how you get to the truth, or get the truth out of someone, is simply you just keep asking questions. You keep asking questions from that person, and you look for inconsistencies. You ask them to tell their story again and again, and again, you look for inconsistencies. A saying I once heard is that truth is easy. It's making shit up that's hard. And I really believe in that because, when there's the truth, there's just one certain version of events and it's easy to recall because, it happened. Whereas when you're sort of making things up, you sort of have to really make up a storyline or a chain of events and you really have to stick by it. And because it hasn't really happened, it can be quite hard to do so. People keep, say someone keeps asking you what happened at this time or what were you doing at this time or that time, and you might say something, and then suddenly there's an inconsistency. It's like, oh, you mentioned you were asleep at that time. I thought you said you were upstairs working. That's what you said last time I asked you, but now you're saying you're asleep. You look for inconsistencies. Another way is just to sort of just in general look for inconsistencies, not in always what they say, but even in terms of the environment. Like if you ask someone, an example is okay, so say you were in Wellington City, the capital of New Zealand, and you alleged that, you reached this place at a certain time because you walked through the beginning part of Lambton Quay. And they're like, yes, that is true. And you might ask them, are you sure that is true? And they're like, yes, that is definitely what happened. And then you might say, okay, well, that seems very odd because that part of Lambton Quay was closed off to the public, completely closed off to the public. At that time, you see it that you walk through it. Again, there's an inconsistency which you can really get the person for. Another thing might be, say, for example, the weather. You ask them what were they wearing when they walked through this street at a specified time, and they say, oh, what was I wearing? T-shirt, shorts, sandals. And you're like, really? Is that all you were wearing? And they're like, yeah, that's what I was wearing. And then you might say something like, well, that seems pretty odd. You must have been absolutely freezing to death, chilled to the bone because it was pouring down at that time. So how could you have only been wearing a t-shirt, shorts, and sandals when it was pouring down at that specific time that you said that you walked through that street? So yeah, I think you get the idea. It's an interesting thing. So if you really want to get to the truth, or get the truth out of someone, you keep asking questions, look for inconsistencies in what they say. You ask them to tell their story again and again and again, and you look for inconsistencies there in what they say. Because remember, truth is easy; it actually happened. It's making shit up that's hard. And sometimes you can also find inconsistencies based on what really happened at the time or with the environment they were in. So yeah, it's quite an interesting one, and hopefully it's one that helps one of you watching this someday. Thank you.